Buying the newest firearms can quickly burn your budget. But what if I tell you that there is an entire group of guns that are fun to shoot, interesting to look at, and, best of all, usually much more affordable than the latest AR-15? Sound too good to be true? It turns out that you can add to your gun collection fairly cheaply by looking somewhere most people never bother: military surplus rifles. These guns are battle-tested and make a great addition to any shooter's collection. There's something to be said about craftsmanship from the past, and they most certainly don't build things like they used to. If you're new to the idea of owning military surplus rifles, or just interested in the topic in general, we'll cover a few of the best surplus rifles to own, and what it is that makes them worth owning. So, keep watching to learn more. Swiss K31. I recently included the Swiss K31 on my list of guns you should buy with your tax refund, and for good reason. The rifle features a very unique straight pull action, a rarity among bolt-action service rifles. The K31s are chambered in the potent and affordable 7.5 Swiss cartridge, which is similar in performance to 30-06. Swiss surplus rifles are almost always in excellent condition, which can't be said of every Mosin pulled out of a musty crate. As with almost every other mil-surp gun on the market, K31s have steadily increased in price over the years as supplies dry up. There's a large batch available right now, with prices ranging from $300 to $330. M1 Carbine. Millions of M1 carbines were produced in the United States during World War II. Since then, many of those rifles have made their way into the hands of gun collectors and shooters all over the country. Though it shoots the anemic 30 carbine cartridge, the M1 carbine is very popular because it's lightweight, easy to shoot and carry, and has mild recoil. These traits make the M1 carbine a very popular military surplus gun for small-framed shooters like women and children. The little 30 carbine cartridge is certainly on the light side for hunting deer. However, when using soft or hollow point bullets at shorter ranges, it can take down deer, hogs, and coyotes pretty easily. Finding one of these long guns in excellent condition is tough, but when you do, you've struck gold. Lee Enfield SMLE. The short magazine Lee Enfield rifle served British and Commonwealth armed forces from 1904 through the 1970s and is still seen on battlefields in the Third World. The rifle is renowned for its butter-smooth action, large magazine capacity, and rock-solid reliability. The SMLE has the highest rate of fire for any bolt action ever produced. A trained operator can perform what's termed the Mad Minute, which places over 30 rounds onto a man-sized target at 30 yards in 60 seconds. Until they learned better, German troops during World War I thought every British rifle platoon had a heavy machine gun due to the SMLE's firepower. The SMLE has undergone numerous improvements during its service life. As a general rule, the more modern the SMLE, the better, although the earlier guns were assembled with meticulous English craftsmanship. There are exceptions to this rule, however. Rifles produced during both World Wars suffered from changes meant to speed wartime production, which caused spotty quality control. Avoid the jungle carbine variant. In their zeal to make it lightweight, the Enfield Armory weakened the receivers, and these carbines seldom hold zero. Also, pass on the Indian Army rifles, rechambered for 7.62 NATO. Some SMLEs have become collector items, but most are still available at good prices. They are accurate, reliable, and plentiful. Mosin Nagant. What would a list of must-have mil-surp rifles be without a Mosin? The Mosin Nagant series of bolt-action rifles and carbines practically defines the modern American military surplus gun market. These rifles go for $100 to $250, depending on the individual model and its condition. Russian soldiers and communist forces used these rugged, inexpensive, and easy-to-use rifles in dozens of Third World countries during the Cold War. The Mosin Nagant is chambered in the potent 7.62 by 54mm R round, which owns a reputation for its fierce recoil. The 7.62 by 54R cartridge is powerful enough to hunt most species of big game short of buffalo. Additionally, soft or hollow point ammo is available in the United States, which makes this rifle a good choice for a hunter on a budget. The muzzle fireball produced by Mosin carbines can bring a smile to even the most despondent shooter's face. SKS Rifles. The venerable SKS Rifle served in the military forces of dozens of countries across the Eastern Bloc and Asia. As such, you have tons of SKS rifles slipping into the United States from various countries. This is the perfect firearm for shooters to grab up and go. It's more than just a surplus rifle that can be used as a working gun, a hunting rifle, and even a defensive weapon. The fixed 10-round magazines make them AWB band-proof, which is rather nice. SKS rifles utilize a short-stroke gas piston system that has been proven quite reliable. Cheap and available ammo makes the SKS one of the best choices if you're less of a collector and more of a shooter. It's no sniper rifle, but it puts lead where you need it. The open iron sights aren't great, but please, don't butcher it with an optic mount. 1903 Springfield. Another contender for the title of the best military surplus rifle for hunting is the 1903 Springfield. It was designed to incorporate many of the features that made the Model 1898 Mauser such a great rifle. The designers were perhaps a little too successful in this regard because Springfield ended up paying royalties to Mauser for patent infringement. As a result, the 1903 Springfield has many of the same strengths as the Mauser. It is also chambered in .30-06 Springfield, which is a definite plus. If you're going to be hunting big game in North America, the .30-06 Springfield is almost never the wrong answer. It's wonderful for use on game, like white-tailed deer and black bear, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with using it for moose and caribou hunting either. The Springfield is also extremely accurate. Unfortunately, they aren't as cheap as they used to be. However, they are still a great rifle and are a worthy choice if you're looking for a good military surplus rifle for hunting. CZ-52. Produced in Czechoslovakia in the 1950s for their forces, the CZ-52 fires the extremely potent 7.62 by 25mm Tokarev round. The CZ-52 was replaced by the CZ-82 in the 1980s. As a result of this, thousands of surplus CZ-52 handguns eventually flooded the American market. At one point, they were so common that you could purchase a CZ-52 pistol in pretty good condition, 2 magazines, and a military-issue holster for less than $100. Among other countries, the Soviet, Chinese, Czech, and Yugoslavian military and/or police forces used firearms chambered in 7.62 by 25mm. So military surplus ammunition is also relatively common and inexpensive as well. Prices have gone up since then, but they're still a pretty good buy for a shooter on a budget. The big downside to the CZ-52 is that it is a difficult gun to shoot accurately. By my account, it has a terrible trigger, poor sights, a sharp recoil, and a fierce muzzle blast. However, it's still a unique and fun gun to shoot, especially considering it's one of the least expensive military surplus guns available these days.